Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about 6 things that always make men look worse. Now, most guys know the basics of looking good. Dressing well, grooming properly, and staying in shape. Whether they do them or not is a different story, but I think most guys, especially the guys who watch my channel, at least know these things. But there are certain things men do, often without even realizing it, that make them look worse no matter how stylish or well-groomed they are. These aren't all necessarily the obvious mistakes, but the ones that subtly take away from your overall attractiveness. So let's get into it. The first one here is trying too hard to be trendy. Now, there's a difference between having a modern, stylish wardrobe and then blindly following every single trend just to feel like you need to fit in. Some men, especially as they get older, start to dress in a way that doesn't necessarily align with their lifestyle or their personal style in order to just appear younger or more stylish, when in reality, it tends to do the opposite. And I wanted to give an example that I've seen a lot lately. So lately on social media, I have seen so many middle-aged men dressing like their teenage sons, wearing baggy t-shirts, hype sneakers, chains outside of their big baggy t-shirts. And again, as I mentioned, I've seen this a lot lately, especially from like pretty prominent male figures on social media. And sure, they're standing out, but not necessarily in a good way. This can sometimes come off as trying too hard instead of actually being stylish. And I think when we blindly follow these trends that, yeah, might look good on someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to look as good on us. Trends change incredibly quickly, and if you're constantly chasing them, you end up looking pretty out of place. Instead of appearing confident in your own style, one that is yours and true to you, you look like you're just trying to keep up with kids who grew up in often a completely different era than you did. So figure out what the staples are that you need for your specific style and your wardrobe. Stick to timeless pieces and add trendy elements in small ways without overhauling your entire wardrobe into something that just doesn't feel natural for your age or, again, your lifestyle. I've done more specific videos on finding your style and building an intentional wardrobe if you need a little bit of extra help in this department. But the main takeaway for this first point here is that men always look worse when they dress like someone that they're not. If you are a 50-year-old man, you do not need to dress like your teenage son who's wearing all the latest hip stuff in order to look good yourself. Okay, the next point here is perfecting one area and then ignoring the rest. Some men go all in on one aspect of their appearance or just themselves in general, but completely neglect everything else. This is going to create an imbalance that makes their overall look just feel kind of incomplete. When a man overinvests in one area while completely neglecting others, it can actually make him look worse overall. I think keeping a balance is key and something to definitely remember. An example here that I can think of would be maybe a guy spends hours and hours sculpting the perfect physique at the gym, but his effort is totally undermined because he wears ill-fitting clothes, either too baggy, hiding his hard-earned progress, or too tight, making him look uncomfortable rather than stylish. On top of that, maybe he neglects his basic grooming routine, like maintaining a clean haircut or taking care of his skin. So instead of enhancing his looks, his lack of attention to these little details is going to make him appear unpolished, even though he clearly puts in the work at the gym. Maybe another guy invests heavily in high-end fashion, designer pieces, but his overall appearance is weakened because he completely neglects his health and well-being. Again, maybe his grooming habits, what he's eating, how much sleep he's getting, is he working out, is he moving his body? Attractiveness is sort of about the full picture. When you put all of your effort into one area and then completely ignore the rest, it's going to create a disconnect. A guy with a chiseled physique wearing baggy cargo shorts and a 10-year-old shirt with stains on it and wrinkles is going to look like he doesn't care no matter how in shape he is, right? We want to balance our self-improvement. Pay attention to fitness, grooming, style, social confidence. You do not need to be perfect, but a well-rounded effort will always make a bigger impact than hyper-focusing on just one specific thing. One area I see so many men neglect is their skin. Establishing a simple skincare routine like the one offered by today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley, can make all the difference in achieving a well-rounded, polished look. Too many men aren't doing this, and it legitimately only adds a few minutes to your daily routine, so start making it one of your positive habits. Tiege Hanley simplifies the process. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. I recommend you start with the Level 1 system, which comes with all of the basics. A daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. This isn't something that you want to put off because prevention is key. Your future self with skin that looks better than every other guy who didn't take my advice will be thankful. Tiege wants to make it a no-brainer for you to get started on your skincare journey. And because Teej is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link down in the description to get 40% off of your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. Teej always has such great gift options. One is this silicone body scrubber. I actually use one of these myself instead of a loofah, and I like it so much more. So click that first link down in the description and get started on your skincare journey today. My main takeaway here for point 2 is that we really want to create a healthy balance. We want to work towards being well-rounded. I think this always makes you come across so much more attractive and just feel and look better overall than someone who's putting all of their eggs in one basket, or in this case, one egg in their basket. Again, well-rounded is the key here. Okay, the next one here is relying on motivation instead of discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what actually leads to long-term improvement. Many men look worse than they should because they only take care of themselves when they feel inspired to do so, rather than making it a consistent habit. You know, an example here would be a guy who only eats well and works out for a few months leading up to summer, but then lets everything go for the winter. He's never going to make real progress because he's constantly restarting. Taking care of yourself should not be seasonal or based on temporary bursts of motivation. Inconsistent effort leads to inconsistent results. Build habits that become a natural part of your life. Grooming, exercise, eating well, and dressing properly shouldn't feel like chores that you have to do. They should feel like basic standards for yourself, because you should view yourself in a way where you feel like you are worth the time and the effort. And if you don't see yourself that way, we need to work on your self-confidence so that you do, because you are worth the effort and you are worth the time. The more you do these things, the more they're going to become second nature to you. You won't feel normal unless you eat healthy, move your body, dress well, etc. Make these positive habits a part of your routine and your non-negotiables, not just things you do when you feel like it. Consistency and discipline are key. If I only made YouTube videos when I felt like it, I wouldn't have 825,000 subscribers. If I only worked out when I felt like it, I wouldn't be in shape. I know I've shared this with you before in other videos, but something I like to do is think about the woman that I want to be. Today, of course, but also long term. I picture her in my head almost like this dream version of me. If a habit, decision, outfit, response that comes out of my mouth, I could go on and on here, doesn't align with that woman that I want to be, I don't do it. So think about the man that you want to be and make choices that are going to reflect that. Think about the dream version of you in your head. This helps me keep the promises that I make to myself and remind myself that I am worth the effort. I can be that dream Courtney that I've created in my head, and every choice that I make today is going to help me either get there or keep me further away from her. And I don't know about you, but if I think about the dream version of me in my head, I want everything I do to lead me towards that, not further away from it. Of course, that can give you a little burst of motivation in the short term, but I think it can also help you so much when you think about it in a long-term way and the person that you ultimately want to be. What does that person do? What do they eat? Do they go to the gym? What do they look like? What are they wearing? Just really think about it and be so explicit when you're picturing this version of you in your head. And just a little observation that I've made in my 29 years here on Earth is that the people who have self-discipline and do things even when they don't necessarily feel like it are usually the ones who look, feel, and function the best. And I don't know about you, but I want to be in that category. So every time you have that thought, oh, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it today, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to eat healthy, I'd rather go to McDonald's, remind yourself that you are worth the time, effort, and energy to look, feel, and function your best. And do the dang thing, get it done, do hard things, even when you don't feel like it, because that is what consistency and self-discipline look like. And you are worth it. So get going. Maybe you clicked on this video to procrastinate doing something around the house, going to the gym, doing some schoolwork, whatever it is. I don't know what you are procrastinating in your life. Or maybe you clicked on this video for a little bit of motivation or inspiration, and that's great. I want you to use that to propel you forward, but you have to actually do the thing. You can't just think you're going to do it or say that you're going to do it. You have to actually do it. So as soon as you're done watching this video, or while you're finishing watching this video, go do that thing that you're putting off doing or that you wanted to feel inspired to do. Okay, point number 4 here is running on empty. Your appearance is often a direct reflection of how well you take care of yourself. And the 2 biggest culprits of looking worn down are diet and sleep. Fast food, sugary snacks, and processed meals might be convenient, but they wreak havoc on your body. They contribute to breakouts, dull skin, bloating, weight gain, and even for some people, hair loss. A guy eats fast food every day, complains about low energy, and wonders why he always looks tired and feels sluggish. He thinks he needs a new grooming routine, some under eye cream, when in reality, his diet is probably the root of the problem. If you fuel your body with junk, don't be surprised when it runs like junk. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you would put the cheapest gas that you can get into your supercar if you had one. Just saying. Start seeing food as fuel, not just convenience. Eat whole, unprocessed foods, prioritize your protein intake, and learn how to cook yourself simple, nutritious meals. Meal prep if you need to so that you have your meals ready to go. I actually did this last week. I made steak stir fry with veggies and rice, and I ate this for 4 meals. It made my life so much easier and helped me make healthier choices that weren't so last minute, and it just helped me feel like I really had my life together. So meal prepping, highly recommend. Another thing here, like I said, is lack of sleep. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It directly affects your face, your skin, your energy levels, everything about you. When I get poor sleep, I can see it in the mirror the next day. Dull skin, dark circles, and just an overall tired look. It's not great. Sleep deprivation ages you so much quicker, so you need to prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Good sleep is like a free anti-aging treatment. Make it a goal to go to bed a little bit earlier or create a nice nighttime routine for yourself. Lately, I've been reading again before bed instead of scrolling on my phone, and I always fall asleep while I'm reading. It is so relaxing, so highly recommend that. But I know a lot of you have to wake up super early for work, and if that's the case, you need to go to bed earlier. Stop doom scrolling or playing your video games until 2 a.m. Sleep is so much more important. I actually got myself an Oura ring recently. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. I took it off for my video because I don't necessarily like the way it looks. I really just like to use it to check my sleep score and my vitals and things like that. But it has been super interesting to see my sleep score every single night and what I do that either makes it worse or makes it better. So again, I don't really like the way it looks, and I've only had one for a couple of weeks now. I want to have it a little bit longer before I give you guys like a full review, but I'm really enjoying it so far, especially for the little sleep section, and just seeing how my sleep score is every night and how that affects other things in my day-to-day and my life. It's really interesting, so I highly recommend so far. Maybe I'll post an in-depth review later on or share some things over on my Instagram about it, but yeah, super interesting. Next up here, we have wearing the wrong outfit for the occasion. Looking good is not just about wearing nice clothes, it is about knowing what is appropriate for different situations. A well-dressed man understands the balance and knows how to dress appropriately for the setting that he's in. Wearing a full suit or a tuxedo to a casual get-together might make you look like you're trying too hard, while showing up in a hoodie and jeans to a wedding makes you look like you just don't care. I personally always prefer to be overdressed than underdressed regardless of where I'm going. That's kind of the personal rule I follow for myself. Maybe that's different for you, but I would always rather be overdressed than underdressed. But I know that I would feel pretty odd if I wore a ball gown to a business casual event. Understand the dress code of where you are going and dress accordingly. You don't want to be Lauren Sanchez at the presidential inauguration. It's just not a good look. You can wear your ratty graphic t-shirts, your sweatpants, and some ugly shoes inside of your house, but maybe just don't wear that on a first date, right? Like I can wear my pajamas inside of my house, but I wouldn't wear that out to something important. It's really just knowing the time and the place. Another thing I see pretty often, actually with women a lot as well, is wearing workout clothes everywhere, whether you're actually working out or not, just because it's comfortable. It is such a bad habit to get out of once you start doing it, but I think this makes people look lazy instead of intentional. I've actually had to get out of the habit of doing this as well. Remember, we're all a work in progress. Even I do these things. And sometimes it's fine. We don't necessarily need to be dressed to the nines to go to the grocery store. The other day, it was snowing like crazy and I wore my Canada Goose parka with a pair of flared leggings and my Ugg boots. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to be offended because I wore something not so cute to the grocery store. But if you're going somewhere important or you're going somewhere with a dress code, just try to be mindful of this. I think when you dress appropriately for the occasion that you're in, you show self-awareness and social intelligence. And when you don't, you're going to stand out in a bad way. Again, Lauren Sanchez at the presidential inauguration. I saw so many videos about it, so many posts about it, and she could have just avoided it if she wore something underneath her little suit. The little blazer and pants she wore were totally fine. It was the fact that she wore a lacy bra underneath that really did her in. So she could have just worn something else underneath, a blouse underneath, and she would have been totally fine. So as I mentioned, know the dress code before you go somewhere and have a versatile wardrobe so that you can adapt easily without overthinking. This is just another reason why having your staple foundational clothing items on lock will make your life so much easier. And again, I've done videos on this if you need a little bit of extra help. Okay, and lastly here we have poor fitting clothing and odd proportions. The single biggest factor in how you dress is how well your clothes fit. Even expensive designer pieces that you spend hundreds, thousands on will look so bad if they do not fit your body properly. A guy wearing dress pants that are too long and bunch up at the ankles, making little puddles, is going to make his outfit look sloppy, no matter how expensive his dress pants were. On the other end, guys who wear shirts so tight that the buttons look like they're about to pop off or they can't even take a deep breath, again, not going to look great no matter how much the shirt cost. When clothes just don't fit you right, they are going to totally throw off your proportions and make you look shorter, wider, awkward, just not as good as you could. They're going to make you look worse, as the title of the video states. So understanding your body type and how to dress to flatter yourself will help you tremendously. And actually, while we're talking about it, would you guys want to see a video from me on this topic? Let me know down in the comments. So get your clothes tailored if needed, know your correct size, and choose fits that are going to complement your body shape. Again, just because something looks good on someone else does not mean that it is going to look as good on you. It's really about understanding your body type, what flatters you and what does not. I know at this point what looks good on me and what doesn't, and I know just because I see some little Instagram model wearing something that looks fabulous on her doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to look fabulous on me, because maybe we have totally different body types, and that is okay. But I think recognizing and understanding what flatters you and your specific shape is going to help you so much. And then buying clothes accordingly, buying things that are actually the right size, things that are going to drape nicely, and just things that are going to flatter you better overall. I think men always look worse when they wear things that are not the right size for them or just not something that's going to suit their specific body type. So important thing to keep in mind. And yes, the most important thing about your clothes is not the brand, it's not the fabric, it's how well it fits you. Looking good isn't just about wearing the right clothes or having a great haircut. It's about presenting yourself in a way that feels natural, effortless, and complete. Small adjustments in awareness and balance can make a huge difference in how people perceive you. So avoid trying too hard to follow trends, stick to those timeless, well-fitted pieces, take a well-rounded approach to your appearance rather than just obsessing over one specific thing. Build discipline and self-care so that looking good becomes second nature to you. Again, consistency is key, and self-discipline will win out over inspiration in those fleeting moments every single time. Eat well and get enough sleep. It will show in your skin, energy, and overall appearance. Dress for the occasion to show self-awareness and respect for the setting, and always prioritize fit over price. Properly fitting clothes will always make you look better. By making these simple but important changes, you'll instantly elevate your overall appearance and the way that people perceive you. So that's all I have for this one, guys. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Let me know down in the comments, what are some things you think men do that make them look worse? What are some things women do that you think make them look worse? As a woman, I can think of a ton of things off the top of my head here. I know some of them are more personal preferences. Example for me, I think women always look worse when they have too much lip filler. Spoken as someone who did that in the past, I can attest to that. Eyelash extensions on women, really long fingernails with like a bunch of stuff on them. I mean, I could truly think of so many. I could go on and on, but I would love to hear from you guys down below from a male point of view. What do you think always makes women look worse? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.